Welcome to this look at a new map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is Grower's Farm. This is new to console. This is by MJ Modding. 446.29 megabytes download. I'm going to start with an apology. When I did my mod review yesterday, I said it was an update. And it had an update. Part of that update was console release. But for some bizarre reason, on the changelog, it didn't mention that. I was convinced, absolutely convinced, I'd already done a map tour on this map. Now, there is a reason behind that. I was just checking today. As of today, 128 maps we have available in the console mod hub. 128. Now, I haven't reviewed all of them, but I've done quite a lot. I have no idea why I thought I'd already reviewed this map. That's why I was convinced yesterday it was just an update to an already existing map, so apologies for that. There are no custom crops on this map. There is one mod on this map that the map makers put in. That's a workshop. Contracts are available. The biogas plant is purchasable for 58,804, I think, 804, 809. We'll get on to looking at later. I'm on New Farmer and I'm on Normal Economy. On New Farmer, wait for it, this uses 860 out of 1299 slots, which is fairly high. The detail on the map is lovely. There are not a lot of sell points. It has a really nice natural feel to the map, which I like. The lighting's nice. There's a lot of shadow in places. I know not everyone likes that. But the texture and the colour palette used is very nice. Everything seems very clear. I don't know. It does have a very nice feel to it. This is where we start. So let's have a look on the map, shall we? This is the map. Grower's Farm. We start, not that one, that one. We start here with field 6 and 7 and the fields around. Now we own those two fields because one is for the cows, that's the cow pasture, and one is the sheep pasture. The animal pens on this map are all fixed in place. They're not sellable, you can't move them. We do have cows, sheep, pigs and chickens and horses. Unfortunately as well, the sleep trigger is also fixed in place. I say unfortunately because as we go around there are quite a few houses, residences, little farm areas which you think would be quite nice if you could pick where you could put it. It is what it is, it's fixed in place, it is there. Field prices are fairly, I don't know, they come in parcels, some of them. For example, that one there. Some are on their own. That one's 195 grand. That was quite a cheap one. Was it field 19? 110. Some do come in pairs, some are individual, like that. It does say the map is seasons ready. It doesn't mention precision farming. Now, I'm not saying it's not precision farming ready. A couple of map tours I've done recently, I've had people having a go at me saying it is, you got it wrong. I'm not saying it's not, I'm just saying it doesn't say. It doesn't say in the description for the map that it's precision farming ready. It could be, but I don't know. We've got a large forestry area here, 546 grand to buy. And as I said, not many sell points. We've got the barn, Grower's Grain, which is your main sell point for everything. Barn is for your bales, silage, those kind of things. We've got a sawmill and we've got a spinnery. And that's it. Off the back of doing the NML placeables pack, when I was saying about having so many sell points now available in the mod hub, this is one of those maps that you could then decide, you know what, I could put some more sell points on. Actually, that being said, go back to the map. What I meant to show was the, not periphery as such, if I go onto the road, there we go. We can buy the roadways and all the areas that the shops and stuff are on, the sell points. We've got a few little bits in the garden centre there we'll get to. So it does improve the likelihood of being able to put placeables on some of those things, sell points, like I say, if you wanted to. Now, I have also been tipped the wink on this, that texture-wise, I'm going to have to check it in a minute, the grass texture is flat, not a growing grass texture. I meant to check that before I came on to do the review. But anyway, we'll get to that. So, this is the start farm. We do have cows here, we have sheep here. The level of detail is great. What I like about it, it's not overly cluttered as a map. but there's enough, you know, there's enough that it makes it feel realistic and, you know, a real place. Anyway, that being said, sleep trigger is here at the house. We can go in, and if we go right the way around and we go up the stairs and there's a bedroom, the sleep trigger is up in the bedroom just here. This feels like the house from Oakfield. Or am I dreaming that? There you go. Sleep trigger's upstairs in the bedroom. Should you wish to sleep, obviously being a farmer, you want to just keep going all the time, don't you? Making money. I'm going to switch out the pickup to do the tour round. I'm going to use a Land Rover because it just seems to fit. Someone mentioned it on one of the ones I did recently. It was at Oak Hill, and I should have done a Land Rover. Now we've got lots of buildings here that do open. I did double check because there are some bales just inside the door here. I thought they were like they're here for you to use. They're not. They're just an aesthetic. So we've got bits of machinery dotted around in various different buildings and locations, as you can see here. As we go across the front of the farm, can't see anything in that one. No, we do have a bunker silo at the end here, silage clamp. If we go through that way, there's another silage clamp, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Nice amount of storage. Rod lights in those as well. Harvester tucked under here with a Valtra. Again, we'll get into the machinery in just a moment. So as far as the cows go, slurry tank is here. Feed trough and straw for bedding is just here. If we jump the fence there, this is where you collect your milk from. The pasture is out here, and the water trough is just here in the pasture. The actual location for buying, selling, loading or unloading is here. At this cow farm, we can have 200 cows. Now, as far as the seasons update as well that we had yesterday too, depends when you're watching this, of course, it was supposedly you could now load and unload animals at the livestock markets again into trailers. Some people have messaged me to say, yep, that's working fine, they're having no problems, and loads of other people telling me it's still not working. The same with the updates to precision farming. We're supposed to have sorted out the mission system, and I've got loads of people telling me that's still not working either. So I don't know. I know I do the kind of reviews and I kind of talk about the updates. It's giants you would have to get onto, or Elismus, or to talk about those, because I honestly don't know if they're not working. There's nothing I can do about it. I do apologise, but our silo is here. 200,000 litre capacity silo. You do start with a few crops in there. It will hold your regular crop types. It's not a multi-fruit silo, but it will also hold pig food. Not sure why, but it holds pig food as well, because this isn't the pig farm, but I suppose this is where the silo is. Farm dog's furious about the fact it holds pig food. So, we do have some more buildings and shelters that open, revealing bits of equipment and machinery all over the place. This side, where our Fent is sitting, is where the workshop trigger is. I think someone needs to replace the bulbs in the lights. There is a light switch, but it doesn't seem to make a lot of difference. Workshop trigger is just in here. If I turn the lights on... Nope, I'm going to do the door. There we go. It didn't seem to... I mean, they are on. Just you get a little bit of a glow here. Not the brightest of lights, that's all. Turn those off. Close that. Close that. We'll carry on around the yard. This building does open. I don't think there's any lights in here, but this is also very dark. You can store a few bits of bobs, pallets, things like that if you want to. Second of the bunker silos is just here. There's a bit more machinery dotted around. It will be hunt the machinery as you go around the yards. This is where the wool pallets spawn. If we go down the side here, we come to the sheep pen / pasture. We do have some buildings here. The feed triggers and troughs aren't there, they're out in the field. That's your point for buying, selling, loading or unloading. This will hold 250 sheep. If we whiz out into the field, the water trough and the feed trough for the sheep are both out here. That, in essence, is the farm. Or the main farm, anyway. We do have a water trough just there. Does that go open? Oh, it does. Through the hedges. So, back round to the main bit. I'm going to swap out the pickup and we'll grab ourselves a Land Rover. I'm using the AFM Santana 88 pickup mod So just bear with me and I'll grab that. That feels better. So let's jump in the Land Rover and let's head out. So leaving the farm behind, I'm facing north. We're going to head west first, follow the road round. As we follow the road round, I just want to point out that the hedges do not have collisions at all. So you can, I tried with the harvester and the harvester header, a lot of times you can drive vehicles through the hedges, but headers and bales and pallets won't. The harvester drove through with the header on the front, no problem at all, didn't seem to phase it, so I don't think there are hedge collisions at all. If you go left just down here and then take a left after the gate, it takes you up into the forest. There's a little lake up there actually. I'm not going to show you everything because I always think it's, it's nice to have a few things left to explore and find. But there's a little lake up there. On the right here we have got our spinnery, very nicely detailed, just there. We're going to head out now up to the sawmill, which is in the northwest, and then we'll head along across the map to the east and take in a few more of the sell points. Now, as far as... oh, we didn't look at the machinery, did we? Sorry, my apologies. Right, let's have a look at the garage, what we start with. We do start with the Valtra N154E. Fendt Fabric 511C, John Deere 6135M, a TX32 New Holland, Agroline TKD 302, header for the TX32. We've got a plough, cultivator, seeder. We've got a mower, tedder, windrower, baler, feed mixer, water container, front loader attachments, and a weight. Like I say, all the buildings are all in place. You can't sell any of those, can't sell any of the pens. So on New Farmer, Farm Manager, and Start from Scratch, it's 860 slots. Regardless, you start with all this equipment on every single one. If you sell all of that, obviously you start with the pickup as well, which I just got rid of. But if you get rid of all of that and clear the decks to start with your own stuff that you want to pick, you can get that down to 680, which I know for some people will still be too high. But you can get it down to 680 if you sell everything off. Done it again, haven't I? Went to put on cruise control and turn the engine off. Right, so anyway, yeah, I mean 860 is pretty high. It's a lovely, very nicely detailed map, but I think there's not that many sell points and things on here. I don't know. I don't know what, I'm not a map maker. I don't know what justifies the slot counts on maps sometimes. Sometimes it is the detail, the level of detail on a map. Sometimes it's the amount of equipment you start with, that kind of thing. And you can get that right down because you start with a load of equipment. 680 is doable. I think you can do a let's play with 680. You can do a playthrough. So we're at the sawmill. Lumber sell point is just there. Wood chip sell point is just there. And we can whiz right around the back if we wanted to. I don't. Just to show you, this is the sawmill. From here, we're going to head back down the road. Then we're going to head east across the map to the pig farm. Then the main machinery store. Whoa! Should have looked one way, not the other. Traffic, as you can tell, I've limited my speed down to 35. It's still fairly slow. I only do that for the Land Rover because it feels a bit more kind of realistic, and sometimes if you go a bit faster it can get a bit twitchy, and so I just prefer it. Signposts everywhere to tell you where things are, which makes life a bit easier when you're new to a map and you're trying to find things. So we're coming up on the pig farm now, which will be on the left. As you can see, it's not overly cluttered. It's, there are a couple of bits here and there I'm going to point out which are a bit odd, I think, for me. But, it's the same as when you go on maps and there's piles of rubbish all over the place. I know people get very frustrated with that. We are at the pig farm. To buy the pig farm, where are we? lost myself. Pig farm is just here. That will cost you 23,000, which isn't too expensive. The main farm here, to buy the farm area, is 201. So if you come onto here on Farm Manager or start from scratch, obviously you don't own any land. That's how much it will cost you to buy that farm. That's pretty good, isn't it? 23 grand to buy the pig farm. Anyway, feed trough and straw for bedding is just there. Jump that. Our buy, sell, load and unload point is just here. This will take 300 pigs. And our water trough is round inside. There's not a lot of room. You're not going to get big equipment and machinery around in here. As we move up across the yard, plenty of barn and building space. Slurry point there. And then our chickens are just up here. The chickens roam free. This is your buy point and sell point for your chickens. This will hold 400 chickens. Egg pallets spawn, egg boxes spawn there. Feed trigger is just there. What I will do actually, that's just... You have to have a rooster. It's the law. So they just wander around in the yard, scratching and picking at whatever they can find as they go around. So that is the pig farm. Did it again. Habit. From here, we will head to... Good, there's nothing coming. Shouldn't really be reversing out onto main road, but you know. So we're going to go to the machinery store. Which is just here. Your reset point on the map is here at the store. If you get something stuck or whatever it might be, you just want to reset something, this is the reset point. Now, here at the store, we have our sell point, customize, repair. There's no buy point. There's no trigger here for the store menu. Now you can do it, obviously you can do it from the main, if you just press your main paddle on your controller, you can go straight into the menu, but there's no actual trigger here for it, so no sort of store trigger. I have had a look around. I tried to find, I didn't know if there was just not one visible, but there was actually the trigger, but I couldn't find it. But that's the store. Plenty of room for vehicles when you buy them, and a nice wide entrance and exit once you've got them to get vehicles in or out. That said, I mean, it's fair enough not having the hedge collisions. The roads aren't too bad on the main road, but with traffic up and down, you're not going to get huge machinery around on here. Continuing east, we've got a little kind of brook river with a bridge going over it just here. A couple of bridges over there. Nice landscape. I think that's the thing. Now, as we get to the eastern side of the map, we're going to go left. So this is like the main town / village. From here, we're going to go left. Past the pub, which is just there. Broken down car. Now that depot there doesn't have anything in it, it doesn't serve a purpose, it's just there. But our livestock market is just here. Oh, I was going to bring a trailer up and see if I could get the livestock to work. Anyway, trigger is here for buying, selling, loading or unloading, potentially. Then from here, we're going to head south. The village has a nice, warm, welcoming feel to it. Not too many people walking around. Often you get loads and loads of people. Petrol station, gas station just on the left, church on the right. Now we do have a garden centre. Again, this is what I was talking about, the triggers, sell point triggers with the No Man's Land placeables pack and other ones that are there. We've got a garden centre here but doesn't have a sell point. So potentially this is part of the periphery that you can kind of buy this plot, and that periphery is zero. It doesn't cost anything to buy the road bits and all that. I don't know whether you'd be able to get a sell point placeable in there potentially, but or again you can just add it into a narrative. So as we continue south, we're going to come up on the biogas plant and the main sell point. Excuse me. Which is just in here. Those buildings you can get into, they do open. 2 bunker silos off to the left. Sell point for the biogas plant is just here with the digestate pipe for the digestate tank just over there. And then the main sell point for the map is just here. So if we go back into the map, we come along from the shop, up to Animal Dealer, back down through the town, past the garden centre, which is just there, and then into the biogas plant and growers grain. Now, as I said, to buy that, 58,809. This is a regular biogas plant. It does your regular things. It doesn't do wood chip or sugar cane or sugar beet or potatoes or anything like that. Just the regular things you can get rid of out of biogas plant for, I think, a regular price. I'm pretty sure the silage is 360, so it's not an overpriced one or anything like that. Just a fairly standard. From here, I'm going to check both ways this time. Actually, I need to check that way. Typical. Let's get out before the traffic, because we know we can go faster than the traffic. We're going to head south for a bit, and then we're going to head west out towards the stable, horse farm, taking in some more of the lovely scenery. I think what makes it feel a little bit more kind of realistic, gives that nice kind of feel, is that because it's not overly cluttered, things are sort of sensibly spaced out. I don't know if this is based on a real place. It doesn't say that it is. But I think that's why it doesn't feel contrived, you know. It feels like driving around the countryside, you know. You get your couple of houses here and there, you get your, you know, you're not necessarily, if you're a farmer in a particular area, you won't necessarily have 15 sell points all on your doorstep. So we've got another kind of yard there. Again, it doesn't serve a purpose. There's not a sell point or anything there. And there is a castle ruin just off in the distance. You might see it off to the left. That's gone behind the trees now. Whoops, watch where I'm going. Kind of through the trees there. Take a little shortcut around here. And we come to the horse farm stables, which is just here. Our trigger is over here. This will take 8 horses. We've got our feed trough, our water trough, and our bedding trigger is just over here. With a nice little pass room to run in, and a bit of an exercise training area just to the side. And if we go over here, this is the barn sell point, marked with the 2 cones. So if we go back into the menu, the barn one, if I tag it, there we go. That's your barn sell point, just there. That, in essence, is the entirety of the map. We come from Growers Grain, Biogas Plant, down to this turn in here, past that yard. We come here to the horses. There's a few more, like I say, this yard here's got a building that opens, the doors open and close on it. There's another bigger house there. If we carry on further on the lane, we can turn back north through the forest and head back towards the main farm where we started. But that's all the sell points. That's the map. That's Grower's Farm. It's nice. You know, like I said, it's whether or not you can personally get past the slot count. I know it seems high. It seems high. It is high. I'm just looking down my list to see if I've missed anything. Pretty sure I covered everything, yeah. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.